Thank you so much for that lovely introduction. I don't actually feel very intrepid right now, but I'm going to have a few minutes and hope to inform you and introduce you to West Marin, which is part of Marin County. My name is Sarah Hobson. I'm the Executive Director of West Marin Fund, and it's a huge honor to be here and to be speaking with you and learning from you and discussing with you. Thank you for the incredible arrangements, and we're going to be coming to the next panel, which is incredibly exciting, with amazing people from different parts of the country doing extraordinary work, visionary yet grounded work, deep knowledge of a place and its people with significant outcomes. So that's coming next. I'm really touched to be here. The whole concept of place-based work is extraordinarily important to me. It's informed my life, my personal life, my professional life, and it's highly meaningful. I spent 2/3 of my life living in a particular place in rural England. I spent and continue to spend, I've spent 20 years working with women farmers in southern Senegal, strengthening local food systems based on indigenous knowledge, much of which was lost during 20 years of violent conflict. I've been living for 20 years in rural West Marin, so you can see there's a theme here about my love for place, people, and plants. I do have a particular affection for Canal, which was a home for me for 2.5 years, and which provided a safe place at a very difficult time in my life, with powerful memories for my son and myself of friends, family support, neighbors, and the freedom and joy of Pickleweed Park. He was 6, 7, 8 years old, and it was like our refuge. So coming back here is absolutely wonderful, and so thank you for the invitation. So West Marin Fund is a place-based community foundation serving coastal Marin through grant making, advocacy, and resource mobilization. It's a place that's approximately 50 miles north to south and 20 to 30 miles west to east. I'm going to give you a description because I know there are a number of people here who don't know West Marin or don't know what it is. It's rural with predominantly a tourist and agricultural economy. There are large areas of sustainable farmlands and federal parkland with 11 villages and small towns. There's a variety of people who are connected to this place with thousands of full-time and part-time residents, many hundreds of people who can commute in for work, and hundreds of thousands of visitors. It's a place of beauty that is marred by disparity and inequity. We face major challenges and limitations of affordable, dignified housing, employment opportunities, community transportation, internet access. We have the threat also there of sea level rise. We have significant infrastructure problems and challenges, significant racism in a very white, predominantly middle class ownership of land and households. And the schools are, the public schools are, the great majority are kids from Latinx families. Many of them are living in difficult conditions. Many of them are on free food lunches, and they face often very inadequate resources. We're unincorporated, and we're served by some 65 registered nonprofits and many other local community initiatives with a strong commitment to collaboration. The county and Marin Community Foundation are key resources and partners for the whole of West Marin. But we've also have often been seen as being a very wealthy place, and there's not been an understanding of the immense difficulties that many families face. And that's beginning to surface, and the county and Marin Community Foundation are really making significant changes in their understanding and in their partnership and resources. So I just want to give 3 examples of the collaboration that we have, I think, to introduce the panel, because collaboration is a theme of today. So we have something called the West Marin Collaborative, which was actually founded by our beloved Maria Nigel in 2013 to bridge to bridge the gap in services for Anglo and Latino communities. And we've been continuously meeting since then, once a month. And its purpose is to provide a non-profit space where people serving West Marin can learn what others are doing, support each other, and collaborate to increase effectiveness. Participants now also give guidance on the Collaborative Impact Project, which awards grants to reduce service gaps for disadvantaged populations in the region. And I'd like to give a thank you to the county and to Marin Community Foundation who helped fund this. And there are more than 100 organizations that participate and more than 200 people who are signed up to receive the newsletters and attend the meetings. So it's very vibrant and dynamic, and particularly in this time we are facing a huge crisis in terms of housing, the closing of ranches, a lot of evictions and displacements. Nearly 200 people are under threat in the next 10 to 12 months. The great majority of those are Latino, losing their jobs, their homes. It's a huge crisis for us. And what's extraordinary is that the level of response and people pulling together and organizations pulling together. So another example is there are many, I would say, initiatives that have developed in response to this. So one is the Círculo del Esperanza, the Circle of Hope. Another is the group of the families affected by the ranches. And then there's also an interagency task force to address this. And then there's also a committee called the Committee for Housing Agricultural Workers and Their Families. And to Richard's point, actually, when I first met you, we were talking about education, but we were also saying if you don't actually have stable housing, if you don't have health, if you don't have just family who are vital and thriving, then it's very hard for kids to be successful in school. So I'm sorry, I'm not promoting this, but I do have some, there was a really, MCF and the county and West Marin Fund did a fantastic report on the housing conditions in West Marin. I have summaries, copies if you'd like them, and they're in English and Spanish, and it is worth reading, and it has catalyzed a lot of action. We then also we've been very much part of a huge debt and gratitude to Marin Promise Partnership for our West Marin Early Learning and Collaborative Action Network, ELCAN. It was started in 2021. We've all worked together to really shift or to establish district preschool partnerships. And it's a collaborative that has led to 50% more children attending preschool in West Marin, most of them on scholarships. And so it's still dynamic, it's still happening, and this success highlights how strategic partnerships can address critical gaps in early childhood education, ensuring more children are prepared to enter kindergarten. I'm conscious that I'm pretty well at the end of my time, so I'm going to wrap up just with a few points. I think that West Marin being part of this initiative is very exciting. It's incredibly wonderful to learn about what's happening in Canal. I hope my vision for how this is going to expand to West Marin, and I know that MPP is going to take the lead on this with your partners, but I very much hope that we can have exchange visits. This is in person. I think this is a wonderful way to learn. I hope that we can have shared planning, and I absolutely love horizontal scaling rather than scaling up, and I think that's what we're going to be learning about in the next panel. So thank you all very much indeed. Thank you.